Hi, this is Paulo from the MB Academy, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make plucks like the ones in the intro of the track All I Ever Wanted by Emperor. So this is the original track. And this is my creation. But before we get started with the video, make sure you get subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell to not miss any future videos. And if you want to support the channel, consider grabbing one of our products at dmbacademy.com. We have crazy preset packs. We have producer bundles made by pro artists like Icicle, Current Value, Abyss, Mastic, and many more, showing you how to make tracks from start to finish with all project files, presets, samples, etc. included. And speaking about samples and presets, if you want the ones from this video, consider joining Preset Pass. The link is also in the description. So, with all that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so before we jump into Serum, these are the notes that we're going to be playing. You can copy them if you want to follow along with the video. So now let's get into Serum. Okay, so here I have an initialized patch, and the first thing we're going to do is to set up our oscillators. So this is actually going to be a little bit of a special setup because we're going to be having to create our own setup. So I'm going to use a sine wave, but then I'm going to use the same sine wave and kind of squarify it to my best ability using the harmonics. So something like this. Like that. We kind of want this square type of waveform. So for that, as you can see, we have to really balance this harmonics like this. And boom, there you go. That's kind of like it. Of course, you can just fine-tune this until infinity in terms of time, but for now we're just gonna keep it this way, like that. Now we're going to morph spectral between these two waveforms, and we should have everything that is in the middle of this harmonics. So like this. As you can see, we get that morphing in the harmonics, which is what we want, because we can start with this waveform, but now we can map an LFO here. And then on this LFO, we're gonna have a better transient for the pluck. Like that. Which is very cool. All right, so the next thing will be to add unison to the sound. Bring the detune down. Map this into there. Bring the random phase all the way down. And map it there too. And then we're going to go into the effects tab. We're going to turn on the compressor. And we're going to map a similar LFO into the gain of this compressor. But what we want is that big peak that gives us a very dynamic sound in terms of the difference between the highest peak and the lowest peak. As you can see, there's points where the signal goes very, very high, but in average, it stays down. The reason why we want that is because we're going to be processing this with a transient shaper or distortions, and that will help with the transient. So this is it for the patch inside of Serum. Now let's jump into the post-processing. Okay, so for the post-processing, the first thing we're going to actually use, because I didn't use this EQ, is we're going to use a distortion. Now the reason why I chose this distortion is because it adds a lot of harmonics into the sound, as you can hear. Also, by being kilohertz, it's one of the most accessible ways of using good sine distortion. You also have this in Serum. It's right here, sine shaper. It's a good alternative. But I just really like the tone of this kilohertz distortion one. Cool, we can fine tune this later. The next thing after the distortion is to bring the level down, because as you can see, before and after the distortion, we gotta take care of the levels. So let's actually bring this down. We can see how it clips a little bit inside of Serum, but that's okay. All right, that's good enough. Let's now turn on the next element of post-processing, and this is something very, very cool. So here what I have is a split between two chains. The first chain will be the sound itself, just a little bit of high passing, but that's it. And then the second chain is the one that is very, very interesting. So here I have a reverb This reverb has 100% of the mix. It has a long decay, a big size, and it's just a super nice room. Then after this, I have EQ'd or filtered this reverb. Now, if we layer this with the other plug, that is what we get. And now we can just change the distortion. And whatever we want on the original patch, for example, we can even add a low pass filter, kind of making a plug. We can add a delays if we want. Of course, after the filter. From here, it's now just experimentation and whatever sounds good in your track. So yeah, this is how to make plucks like Emperor in the track All I Ever Wanted. Super amazing sound. Big up to Emperor for this super nice, cool track. I personally love it. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the sound and also for this video. If you liked it, make sure you get subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell to not miss any future videos. And if you want to support the channel, consider grabbing one of our products at dnbacademy.com. We have crazy preset packs. We have producer bundles made by pro artists like Icicle, Current Value, Abyss, Mastic, and many more, showing you how to make tracks from start to finish with all project files, presets, samples, etc. included. And speaking about samples and presets, if you want the ones from this video, consider joining Preset Pass. The link is also in the description. So thank you so much for watching, hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.